Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Scorpio September 26, 2022. It's the time of the solar year for increased focus on rest, processing, detoxing, and putting excess or outdated projects and situations behind you. You could be dealing with loose ends and tidying up on an emotional level. You pay more attention to physical and emotional replenishment. It's not the best time to push yourself or your plans. Today, you may see an old problem or project in a new light or reach a turning point after reconsidering various directions or ventures. There can be a significant epiphany that changes your attitude or approach. You may suddenly feel as if the world has begun to grow quieter, almost as if you're wearing noise-canceling headphones. This is because the mighty Sun, our great luminary, has taken a deep dive into Libra. With a whole new zodiac season upon us, you'll notice the shift in the cosmic flow. This is because the Sun is illuminating the canyons of your solar 12th house of privacy, secrets, and the unconscious. While you could feel quite nostalgic, reflective, or detached from reality, this is an important period to analyze how you've allowed love to exist in your life over the past year. Release any baggage. Heal any wounds. Prepare to feel a little introverted today. Since the moon is void of course, you might not feel as social as usual or even as energetic at work. It might be somewhat challenging for you to tackle your tasks with your usual determination. The Sun will also enter Libra today, drawing you one season closer to your season. But until then, Libra season may not be as exciting as you may need to focus on your internal monologue and subconscious perception of your work life. Use the Sun in Libra to find inner peace as it may help with work. While it will be another 2 months before there is any planetary activity on the income front, as the moon wraps up its last visit to your career sector, while there is planetary activity here in alignment with Ceres here and to fellow dwarf planet Eris in your work sector is helping to define your professional priorities and create the foundation for future income growth. You used to love physical activity, the more intense the better. What has become of this urge? Picture a big pot filled with soup, the biggest pot you can imagine. Stirring that pot, so that soup from the very bottom mixes with the soup on top, is what exercise does for you. A good balance between aerobic and anaerobic exercise is ideal. This process is not only satisfying physically but is also necessary for a healthy mind. With so much energy brewing inside of you, regular physical release keeps your mental processes in check. Think about it. Organized and pragmatic, you tend to refuse any opportunity to dream. You are currently trying to wrap up some big files and are neglecting your friends and family. You hate having to use your imagination and only savor moments that you entirely master. This should evolve rapidly, and the current vibrations will be strongly encouraging this. In terms of health, you should change the way you eat and get a little bit more exercise. The Sun's return to a nostalgic and reflective part of your chart today brings you to a pivotal point in this current solar year, something that over the coming days and weeks will evoke both a sense of nostalgia and anticipation. This is the start of the month-long wind-down of your old solar year, which means that your birthday month and new solar year is now just around the corner. This is the point when you can begin closing old doors, but with Mercury having already been here for 4 weeks by the time he retrogrades back out, just after the Sun returns, this is something that has already begun. It is just a few hours after the Sun leaves your friendship sector that the Moon will return, but in that time, this gives Venus a chance to pivot to her more social and serendipitous focus. Where the Sun was focused more on personal and professional networking in general, in her final days Venus is more focused on using the laws of attraction and synchronicity to create serendipitous moments or encounters. Our eyes in the sky. There is a temptation to step back from your emotional wellness today. However, you can't shy away from your fears and let your self-doubt get the better of you. The Moon in Virgo asks you to put your nose to the grindstone. Virgo energy is all about doing a job right with care and precision, so this is a perfect day for career and work-related ambitions to really take hold. It's also a wonderful day to make some extra cash or pitch those plans that you thought would never see the light of day. Just try not to let your professional ambitions sidetrack you from the other work you need to do. Tonight's link between Neptune and the Moon could cause you to detach from your own or another's true feelings. This could be a tough day for those in romantic relationships because people aren't really feeling like their best selves. It's a day where you could feel a little left out in the cold or ghosted by someone you thought would always be there for you. Remember that this is just a cycle in the stars. Come up with a plan to do what is best for your peace of mind. In the pre-dawn hours, romantic Venus in Virgo opposes a nebulous Neptune in Pisces. While Venus deals in concrete, material love, Neptune deals with divine, transcendent love. Two sensations, two vastly different experiences. Neptune already has the energetic upper hand given its slow crawl through the cosmos, but it is also in domicile, while Venus is in fall. Therefore, the material considerations of Venus in Virgo are dwarfed by its numinous counterpart, and everything we think we understand about our romantic entanglements now gets lost in a wash. We don't know where we stand, nor do we know what we want. Idealized projections of other people or situations leave us vulnerable to disappointment, even though we'd never admit it. Our true struggle lies in our desire for perfection when there is no such thing. We'll have an easier time managing overwhelming feelings through an art practice or by turning to prayer. Faith isn't a bad thing, as long as we don't place all of our faith in an equally fallible, imperfect human being. Dreams and love will seem tangible, and your creativity will be especially active. Trying something new will appeal to you and is highly advised. You could spend time with some unlikely characters. You're also going to be quite lucky regarding information. You might learn something by chance from a stranger that turns out to be useful to you, or you might just happen upon some intriguing news while scrolling through social media. You'll be sharper than normal and ready to make some spontaneous choices to accompany the zany adventures that await you on this fortunate day. Before noon, the Moon squares off with Mars, stimulating irritability. Under the Virgo Moon, we feel secure navigating logical, linear situations. Meanwhile, Mars in Gemini is game for experimentation and knows victory won't be achieved through regimentation. These two inclinations leave us feeling polarized and frustrated. It's as though we don't want to move for fear of making a mistake, even though we know that mistakes are exactly what we need to grow, and therefore, succeed. The worst thing we can do now is to bottle up our feelings to the point where we finally snap and act recklessly. Take one thing at a time. Pace yourself.